How's it going, Godzilla fans, kaiju fans, collectors, and just general people of YouTube? This is Chanzilla 1964 coming to you with another figure review. And today we're going to be doing a bit of a different figure review, not really too different. And I say different in that we're not doing a Bandai Movie Monster Series figure review. We're going to be doing another YMSF, aka Zero Toys, figure review of two figures. Of the Komodithrax figure that I got from G-Fest, and this guy who I was hunting down, the retro version animated Zilla figure from, well, it was originally supposed to be for G-Fest as well, but it sold out before I could get it, so I ended up finding one on eBay for a very crazy insurmountable aftermarket price, which I will not reveal here. But point is, I got both of these guys. I'm very happy I got both of these guys because after getting Komodithrax, I just knew I had to get this guy to go along with her, and that's exactly what I did. If anybody follows my Instagram, which will be here, you saw my Instagram that I was looking for this specific figure of Zilla for a hot minute after G-Fest, and about a month after I found it, and that's why I held off on doing a review for her. In reality, I held off on doing a lot of reviews to begin for a lot of figures recently because I got busy with summer ending, school starting up again for university. I've been busy with that and getting ready for all that, as well as work. But we're back, and I'm going to be rolling out a few other reviews after these guys, and then maybe something special in celebration of 700 subscribers, which I was trying to hit before summer ended. So thank you everyone who subscribed, because right now we're at 714 subscribers, I believe. So thank you everyone, and let's just jump right into this review. So we'll start off with Komodithrax first, seeing as she's the first figure that we got. So detail, starting with detail. As you can see here, this figure is very shiny and very screen accurate. I will say that while the details are not exactly pronounced, there's a lot of very good detail here. You got all this nice little skin stretch detail here on the body, on the legs as well. A little bit of skin folds. Even on the inside of the thighs, you got similar detail. You even got muscular detail over here on the inside of the nope, that's just the shine, never mind. But on top of that, you're gonna have that same kind of skin fold detail on the top of the figure here, and you got these really nice bumps for Komodithrax, which, for those of you who don't know, these guys, or these two figures I'm reviewing today, came from the animated Godzilla series for the American Godzilla that came out back in the 90s, I think. And it was a really cool series. That was a part of my childhood. I really enjoyed it. So that's where these guys are coming from, if you guys don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of really good detail here. A lot of really good Komodo dragon detail here, especially with the neck and this kind of jawline here. You got a little bit of spikes on the jaw, and then this kind of ear sac, which is a really cool detail for Komodithrax. I didn't notice that in the TV series. And then the part that I really like, that came out really well, is the face for this figure. All of these individually sculpted teeth here, and the little kind of grimace, or the parts where the jaw kind of, or the mouth kind of crinkles. There's kind of cracks right over here anyways. Here, and then you got the nice nostril details, and the eyes are very well done. And this is a good segue into paint as well, because the paint on this is really good. Like, the paint with the eyes alone should say enough. And YMSF always does a really good job in terms of paint, so I really can't say enough there. The eye detail got this really nice shading for the, I guess, eyelid part, and then you got the eye itself, really nice yellow. You got the teeth all individually painted here. They got the ear sacs painted in this really nice kind of light brown color, and then the belly here painted in this grayish beige. And then each spot on I was gonna call her Titanosaurus because these are reminiscent to me of Titanosaurus spots, but on Komodithrax is painted individually as well in this really nice charcoal gray. And then you're gonna find all of her claws are painted as well, all 5 of them on each foot, even the dew claws. But yeah, overall, really nice figure of Komodithrax, and one of the first figures of Komodithrax, to the best of my knowledge at least. Yeah, I really like the paint and detail, and this is like really screen accurate. It may not be like live action kind of accurate detail wise, but it does look like it was pulled off of the screen in terms of, you know, the Godzilla series. Let's jump into articulation. Her tail is going to move 360, and all four of her limbs are going to go 360 as well. You just kind of get them out of the way of each other, and they will go 360, especially the back legs. But yeah, a nice 5 points of articulation. So yeah, a nice solid 5 points of articulation for Komodithrax, and really good detail and paint on this gal. And then I'll be saving size comparison for a little bit after review Zilla, which we're going to review now. Moving on to Zilla here, we have probably one of the best representations of the animated Zilla figure that was kind of third-party release, not including the ones that Trendmasters was supposed to release, but they didn't end up. I think they didn't end up releasing it. I don't know. There's a Monster Island Buddy video out about that, so do watch that. I'll leave it somewhere around here. But this figure is, again, I cannot say enough about YMSF. This figure looks like it was pulled right off the screen as well, with a lot of the really good Zilla detail, which we reviewed about 3 Zillas at this point, so everyone should be, you know, more or less akin of the detail for Zilla. Even though for this one it is a little different because it is an official animated Zilla figure, not an animated Zilla that was in the live action movie or a live action Zilla that was fully CGI but meant to look live action. This is actually meant to be an animated Zilla. So yeah, but jumping into detail here, we got this really nice kind of grimacing face that we are all know and love for the animated Zilla, and then we got this really nice kind of neck frill that is really that shows a really nice separation here with this line for the neck, which has really nice scaling detail, which you can see all across a lot of the body, including the legs here, even the kneecaps, which is really nice detail, and down the tail. Besides that, there's just going to be a lot of kind of armored detail, like you got this kind of shoulder pad here, and armor plating on the toes, and the belly has this really nice segmented detail here. Nothing crazy, but it is really nice for what we do get. We got this, there we go, we got muscle folds here and muscle definition right here on Zilla, and then beyond that, a lot of the detail here is going to be the spikes. Like you got the jowl spikes here, the eye spikes, and then we got the spikes going down. Oh, this right here, really nice. And then it leads us down to the dorsal fins for this Zilla, which this is what I remember for a proper Zilla, is that the dorsal fins, these two are very prominent, not necessarily the ones going down the middle, but I digress, because this is, again, every Zilla had their own way of going about it. So yeah, really nice detail all throughout, and I really like the detail on the dorsal fins, but I especially like the face detail. And similar to Komodithrax, paint's going to be off the charts amazing again, and now you got this really nice similar kind of beige color for Komodithrax, this belly that you're going to have here on Zilla, and then you're going to have the teeth all individually painted, eye really nice orange color, really stand out from Komodithrax, where Komodithrax had the nice yellow. And then you're gonna have this nice blue color for all the dorsal fins. Not gonna be iridescent or anything crazy special, but really nice blue, and that's painted all the way down to the tip of the tail as well. And then for each one of his claws, they're all gonna be painted very nicely, even the dew claw. So yeah, that does it for paint. And then while we're on the topic of paint and detail, before we get to articulation, I will mention that this figure does have a very interesting way of standing up, and that if you lean him all the way back on his tail, there is a possibility that if you touch it, he will fall over. But then again, if you do this, and then you have him kind of crouching, he will also tend to fall over. So there's a way, when I first got it, I thought he was just warped, but there is a way to stand the Zilla figure, and that you need to kind of balance him so that the tail for Zilla is just barely, and I can show you what I mean. I have an old gun wrapper here, but it's just barely not touching your table. So that is how you need to stand the Zilla figure for it to be perfectly balanced, like so. So yeah, this is a really cool figure nonetheless, despite that. So yeah, I have no problems with that. It's just something for those of you who do get this guy and wonder why he's kind of off if you lean him all the way back. That's why, because he's not made to be leaned all the way back. He's just supposed to be balanced a little bit off the table with his tail. So yeah, really good Zilla figure though. This is by far my personal favorite Zilla figure, I will say, out of the Zillas that we do get, and I will be doing a comparison of them all right after this, which is going to be the size comparison for Komodithrax and Zilla here, or Godzilla Jr., I guess, which is what they call him in the animated series. But size-wise, really good size-wise. You can even do this little thing which they do in the series. So perfect sizing for these guys. These are the only two figures from the series that I have and that are out there in terms of soft vinyl. So I can't really do anything more in terms of size comparison. When and if Y-MSF does come out with a C-Rex figure, I do plan on getting that. So that might be another figure to compare these guys size-wise. And there's no giant turtle to face off with these two. So yeah, but what I do have, and if we get Komodithrax out of the way here, I do have the other two Zilla figures. The Zilla that was in live action but meant to look animated here, this one. So I'm just joking. This is the Final Wars Zilla, which I had custom painted from Bandai Move Monster Series line, which is a little more akin to this guy, like I'm used to, where the dorsal fins are, you know, they're the two on the outside is more larger, the ones in the middle are shorter. So yeah, this is really nice. And I guess this would be Toho's version of him, in a manner of speaking. Yeah. And then you also got his mom or dad or whatever the heck, a mom, I think. Yeah, mom. This official Zilla, which the Tristar one, not official but Tristar, which I will say, I might have to take it back and saying that this was my favorite Zilla figure, because I do love me the Tristar Godzilla, and I haven't taken her off my shelf in a hot minute. So take a look at her, and looking at her now, there is a clear winner then in terms of everything, that this is the best one out there. No offense, I like this one personally the best. But yeah, this is animated Godzilla compared to these guys, and honestly, while each one has their own strength, this is still the cooler of all of them. And for me, the nostalgia, I guess the nostalgia winner for all of them, because I loved watching his animated series. So yeah, as much as I love this figure the most, this is probably going to be my favorite overall. Yeah, but yeah, as you can see here, these guys are really, they hold up against him, I think. Maybe this one less so, but honestly, I still think these guys hold up really well against this Zilla figure. It's just that this Zilla figure, again, has different things going for it than these guys, just like this one has something different going for it than this one. So it's really your preference. Which, by the way, let me know in the comment section down below which one of these. In fact, maybe I'll do a poll. Here, let's just do this. I'll put you here, and you here, and then we will do a poll. Or let's do this, and then let's do a poll. What G-Fans is your guilty pleasure? Oops. What G-Fans is your guilty pleasure? We got the Final Wars Zilla here, then the Godzilla Jr. from the animated Godzilla series for this American Godzilla. Then we have the official Tristar American Godzilla. So, what is your pleasure? Let me know in the comment section down below, or if not, try and take my survey that I'm going to be throwing out there, or not my survey, but my poll that I'll be throwing up on the channel in a bit. So yeah. Okay, these two are by far going to be two figures in my collection that are going to be possibly really high up there in terms of, you know, favorites. Again, I said Methuselah's my favorite. He is, but these two are the nostalgia factor behind them really does hit home for me. So these two are going to be two other favorites of my collection. It's just a bias I have. So if you do see these guys and they're not going for a ridiculously high price, like I know Komodithrax is going to be getting another re-release soon from the guy who originally does YMSF. I'll leave his Instagram here. He goes by a different company name now, just heads up. But yeah, he will be re-releasing Komodithrax. I don't know if this guy's going to be getting a re-release anytime soon, but if you do happen to see them out there and about for a decently reasonable price, and you're a fan of the animated, you know, 90s Godzilla series from the American Godzilla spin-off, then I do highly recommend you guys pick these two guys up, because these guys, in my opinion, are the best representation of these guys in terms of a third-party figure. And I don't remember Trendmasters releasing a figure of Komodithrax or officially releasing a figure of this guy. So if you are looking for figures of these guys because you're a huge fan, I'd recommend you try and pick these guys up, but granted for a reasonable price, not for a price that I paid for this guy, which I don't regret. But again, just keep that in mind, especially for those of you who do have you know, not money troubles, but limited resources, I guess is the way to put it. Spend wisely. All I'm going to say is spend wisely for these guys. But yeah, overall, I really do like these figures, and I hope I'm not overhyping these guys, because while they're really, really good figures, you could just keep in mind this is a nostalgia factor for me. So you let me know what you guys think about in the comment section down below about these two figures. I think they're really good representations of these characters. I think they're amazing. I personally like them. Let me know if you have them too, and if you have a similar kind of worry, if you had a similar worry when you first got this guy in the mail. And then yeah, I guess that's about it for this figure review. But with that being said, I hope you guys liked today's figure review. If you guys did, do be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. And if you guys have any questions, you guys think we missed anything, and if you guys are really in fact big fans of the 90s animated Godzilla series that was a spin-off from the American Godzilla, the Tristar Godzilla movie, do let me know in the comment section down below as well. And if you guys like what you see on the channel, do be sure to subscribe, because really appreciate the love. I really enjoy making this video for you, these videos, because I really appreciate the love. I really appreciate the love. And if you guys like what you see on the channel, do be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I really do like making these videos for you guys. Really appreciate the love. And yeah, just stay tuned, because we got a few other cool reviews coming down the line. But with that being said, this has been Zilla 1964 saying until next time guys, peace.